Coming up next, boys high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
We're just about set to tip this one off. Euclid and Lorain High, it's game number 2 here at the DiFranco Classic today. Tim Elkhorn along with Troy DiFranco will get you starting lineups and all that once we get a break in the action because we are underway. Tip goes into the backcourt. It deflects out of bounds, and the basketball will belong to Lorain High. Starters for Lorain: Jordan Jackson, Tavon Pierre-Lewis, Devon Grant, Deontay Benajan, and Cam Davis. We'll get you the Euclid starters again as the action stalls now and then. Lorain with the basketball. They're going right to left on your radio dial. Tavon Pierre-Lewis in the lane, throws it back out front. Left wing Jackson into the lane. The runner, nope. Rebound grab by Euclid. That's Reggie Raya for Euclid. Euclid going left to right, heading towards the stage, and over on the left side, we've got a carry against Euclid. Glad to have you with us, Tim Elkhorn, along with Troy DiFranco. Troy, it was great to talk to you this morning on the wrap-up show as you set the scene for today's Classic here at Midview, and it's great to be hooked up with you again, calling games on WEOL.
I was looking forward to this one today for sure.
Yeah, you said this morning you couldn't sleep all night.
No.
Left of the lane, down the lane, scooping and scoring for Lorain High is Devon Grant. Devon Grant, who of course had that remarkable tournament run for Lorain High as they went to the Final Four last year. This year, his senior season runner on the baseline is a beauty. I believe that was Garvin Clark. It was. He is a sensational player. And at the other end, Lorain High turns it over as Cam Davis has the ball go off his leg out of bounds. Well, you talked about Clark this morning. He's a big-time player.
6 foot, but he can play.
And right down the lane, there's Clark driving and scoring for Euclid. And it's a 4-2 Panther lead. So Euclid on top. Again, they didn't waste much time after the Midview Keystone girls game was over. They only put 10 minutes on the clock and want to keep this thing on schedule as much as they can. So they got Lorraine and Euclid out here in a hurry. And so we are underway with the Titans and the Panthers. Lorraine basketball down 4-2. Pierre-Lewis running the lane. Bank shot good. Tavon Pierre-Lewis ties the game at 4. Euclid with the basketball. They're in their dark blue road uniforms. And now in the backcourt, Clark lost the ball. It deflects out of bounds. Whistle's blowing.
I think they're going to get a foul on Clark.
Garvin Clark for Euclid picks up that foul.
It's kind of a loose ball foul. Both guys going after it. They got Clark with the foul.
Lorraine in their home whites today. White shirts, white shorts, dark blue letters and numbers with the silver trim. 4-4 ball game. 6:15 to go first quarter. Glad you've dialed in. Left of the lane, the runner up, no good from Jordan Jackson. Rebound grabbed by Euclid. For Euclid, if I'm picking up those numbers correctly, you've got Octavius Hardy, Garvin Clark. Also in the starting lineup is Mario Lacey, a 6'6 senior. They get it down low to Rhea, put the shot off the glass, no good. Didn't matter, he got called for the travel. Euclid coming off a year in which they were 13-11. TJ Kwasniak in his second year as the head coach, but he's got things going in the right direction.
Sure does. He's done a great job with these kids. Really looking forward to this season, especially with Lacey and Clark coming back for him.
Lorraine basketball in a 4-4 tie. Out front, Devon Grant feeds right wing. Tavon Pierre-Lewis hit a 3-ball. Well, he didn't hit a lot of those last year. He only had 7, but he knocks one in early in the year for Lorain High to make it a 7-4 Titan advantage. 3-point lead for Lorraine as Euclid heads to the other end. Lacey in between the circles. Lacey out front, feeds it left wing to Octavius Hardy. Hardy fires it right wing to Kayshawn Key. And now out front hitting the deck for Lorain High was Cam Davis, and we got an offensive foul called, an illegal screen on Euclid.
Foul number 5, Octavius Hardy, his first.
That foul was on Octavius Hardy. That's his first. And for Euclid, that is their second team foul.
Hardy trying to set a screen for Clark to come up and get a 3-ball. Just slid a little bit into it.
Lorraine with the basketball. They lead it 7-4. Glad you've dialed in for this matinee affair. Pierre Lewis, right wing three, missed it. Rebound, though, knocked in the corner. Back out front, three ball up. Three ball no good from Devon Grant. Rebound, Tavon Pierre Lewis. Fed it in the lane to Grant. Grant had it knocked out of his hands. Out of there, Rhea for Euclid. Feeds it down the floor to Clark. Clark on the right wing at the three-point arc. Backs up, shoots, missed. Long rebound, Devon Grant. Feeds it ahead to Jordan Jackson. Jackson with the left hand, laid it in. Jordan Jackson gives Lorain a 9-4 lead. Titans by 5, and at the other end, Jordan Jackson knocks the ball out of bounds.
Lorraine trying to pick up the tempo. They're pressing full court. They're trying to get the ball out off a rebound or a made and get down the floor as fast as possible. Euclid has some size, and they're going to try to run them into the ground.
They feed it down low to Mario Lacey. Lacey lost the ball. Out of there with it, Lorraine. Devon Grant at the other end. Feeds it in the lane to Lewis. Left corner, Davis. Three ball, no good. Rebound knocked out of bounds. I think it went off Tavon Pierre Lewis. It did, according to John Guzak, one of the officials working today's ball game. John, along with Ken Starbaugh and Lindsey Lawrence. And now we have our first substitution for Lorraine. Here comes Aaron Whitehead. 5'9" junior checks in. 9-4 Titans at the other end. Pass deflected out of bounds by Lorain High? Yes.
Yep. Tell you, Lorraine's speed has given Euclid a little problem here in the full court. We saw Cam Davis in that tournament run too. You know, size wasn't real big, but man, is he quick, and he's showing it here again tonight.
9-4. Lorraine with a 5-point lead. 4:08 to go, first quarter. We're here at the Kabuski Gym, part of the DiFranco Classic. In the left corner, Rhea fakes the three, drives the baseline, up and in. Nice shot. Nice move to the hole. And it's now a 9-6 ball game. Lorraine at the other end. And down in the corner, Aaron Whitehead's pass out front, intended for Cam Davis, poked out of bounds. Well, of course, Lorraine making no bones about it. They've got their sights set on a return trip to the Final Four. That magical run last March. 4 of their 5 starters returning. Pierre Lewis with a hook shot in the lane. That's a beauty. Tavon with an early outburst. He's got 7, and it's an 11-6 Titan advantage. Here comes Reggie Watts to the forecourt, and they get it out front to Raya. Raya feeds it down low. Shot off the glass, no good. Ooh, a follow by Hardy as he hammered it home. Makes it 11-8. Back comes Lorain High. Grant, left wing three. Good! Devon Grant, he hit 63 balls last year. That's his first in the 18-19 season. Makes it 14-8. Lorraine by 6. 3:08 to go here in the first quarter of play. Pass knocked out of bounds by Aaron Whitehead for Lorraine. And of course for the Titans this year, Troy, big target on the back.
Oh man, you get down to the Final Four, yeah, a season like they did, absolutely.
But you know what? John Rossitano wouldn't have it any other way. He relishes that. He wants teams to be gunning for Lorain High because that steps your game up.
Absolutely.
Euclid basketball, 3:09 to go, first quarter. Lorain High with a 14-8 lead. Raya throws it in to Mario Lacey. Lacey at the three-point arc on the right side, feeds it in the lane. Driving and scoring is Garvin Clark. He's off to a good start. He's got 6. It's now 14-10 as Lorain High quickly gets to the other end. Grant threw it out front to Deontay Benajan. Transfer in from New York. Grant out front buries a 3-ball. He ends up on the seat of his pants. No foul called, but it's a 17-10 Titan lead. Back-to-back threes by Grant. Euclid to the other end. Clark will try to answer with a 3. He threw up an air ball, and it goes out of bounds, and it belongs to Lorain High. Boy, Devon Grant with 8, Tavon Pierre Lewis with 7. That's the 1-2 punch for the Titans.
And that's what it was down the tournament stretch for them. I don't know that I ever seen a kid like Grant take over on every single game that we did.
Right.
I mean, fourth quarter, he was unbelievable.
And he did it in the second half of the state semifinal with a broken bone in his hand. Grant out front, 3, nope, but he got fouled. Watts ran into him, and that'll put Devon Grant at the free throw line to shoot 3 free throws. And if you recall last year, he was sensational at the line, an 83% free throw shooter.
He
So
sold
Grant
that foul a little bit.
A little bit. Although it looked on the previous one like he got nailed.
Yeah.
So here's Devon shooting 3. As always, a great big thank you to Joe Bock. That's B-O-C-K from WLCS TV 20, Lorraine City Schools Television. He's right here next to us. He's tapped into our audio feed. So you folks in Lorraine, you'll be able to watch this one pretty soon on WLCS TV 20. Don't forget about their YouTube channel, as Devon Grant has hit the first 2 of the 3 free throws, and he's got one more coming. We're like Peaches and Herb, man, reunited with Joe Bock. I thought I actually heard him humming that when you and I sat down right next to him. Little Peaches and Herb coming out of Joe. Reunited, and it feels so good. Devon Grant hit all 3. Boy, what a first quarter for Grant. He's got 11 right out of the chute, and just like that, Lorraine has doubled the score. And we saw them do that last year. They score in spurts.
They really do.
They are on a 6-0 run. They lead it 20-10 with 2:05 to go here in the first quarter of play. Euclid basketball, as in the right corner, Jameer Davis threw it out front to Hardy. They get it down low. Turnaround shot, run of the lane, no good from Lacey. Rebound grab, Tavon Pierre-Lewis for Lorraine High. Feeds it right side, Grant. He'll shoot a 3. He hit nothing but the bottom of the net. And a timeout taken by Euclid. Devon Grant, an early inferno. He's got 14. First quarter points, 3 balls, and the Titans lead it 23-10. We'll sneak in a 30-second timeout on the WEOL Cage matchup on AM 930 and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
We make Marines who overpower the desire to quit with the perseverance to prevail. Not for glory, but for honor. For a code that isn't written or spoken, but lived. It's what we do. It's who we are. It's the battle cry of our fighting spirit. Battles won. See all the battles Marines fight to win at marines.com.
Tim Alcorn, Troy DiFranco with you here at the Kabuski Gym. We started our day here with the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up. Rob, of course, brought you Midview and Keystone girls. I've got Lorain and Euclid. Matt Douglas will have Elyria and North Ridgeville. And then Troy and I will be back for the nightcap tonight. Midview and Keystone in boys basketball. Left of the lane, Raya, bank shot, no good. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Here come the Titans. Lewis to the forecourt. Left corner, 3-ball, Benajan out, no good. Tipped up and in by Devon Grant. 16 first quarter points for Devon. Quickly at the other end, Lacey down the floor, slams it home. Makes it 25-12. Lewis got it in the right corner. Whitehead 3-ball. Nope. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Lewis in the lane. Fakes right, spins left. Got his shot blocked, but the foul is called on Octavius Hardy.
Pierre-Lewis all over the glass on both ends so far. I tell you, for the beginning of this game, what's impressed me so far about Lorraine is when Euclid scores, Lorraine does not hesitate. The ball is out, and they are down the floor. Even after that dunk, they're not hanging their heads.
13-point lead for the Titans, a 25-point first quarter, and still over a minute to play, and now it's 26 as Tavon Pierre-Lewis sinks that first free throw. Boy, this looks like a Lorraine team with a sense of purpose. My goodness. Tavon Pierre-Lewis hit the second. He was a 63% free throw shooter last year. And it's now a 27-12 ball game. Tavon Pierre-Lewis will take a seat.
Aiden Brown coming in for him.
6'5", sophomore. Saw some action last year on that Final Four team. Lorraine by 15 with under a minute to go here in the first quarter of play. Well, Euclid has to feel a little shell-shocked. Titans have come out roaring. Out front, Garvin Clark hands the ball off to Jameer Davis. Davis off that bench, throws it in between the circles to Mario Lacey. Lacey right wing to Garvin Clark, got it down low to Raya. Raya back out front to Lacey, spins in the lane, got away with a walk, put it up, no good. Rebound rattles around. In the lane, shot up, no good, but a foul is called as Jameer Davis got knocked backwards. He will shoot a couple of free throws. That foul on Lorraine High is called on Jordan Jackson. Of course, Jordan had a terrific tournament run last year as a sophomore. He was also an outstanding quarterback for Dave McFarland's football team this past fall. Here's Jameer Davis for Euclid, line right. First one up and in. And Jameer Davis with his first point in the ball game.
We've talked about Garvin Clark, what a great player he is. So far, Rossitown's decided to go with Whitehead and Davis, taking turns on him, denying him the basketball.
Second free throw rolls around the rim and in for Jameer Davis. Makes it a 27-14 ball game. Euclid was hanging around. They were within 4 at 14-10. And then Lorraine went on a patented Titan run. Now it looks like they're going to try to wind it down for the final shot of the quarter. 17 seconds on the clock as Lorraine spreads the floor. Grant just inside the half-court line. Devon changing hands on the dribble. We're at 9. Grant, long three off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound grabbed by Euclid, and then Grant bumped into Garvin Clark, and the foul will be called on Devon Grant.
You don't like to see those fouls as a coach, 80 feet from the basket after the shot.
First foul on Grant for Lorain High. That is their third as a team. Euclid will need about 3/4 of the floor in 3 seconds. They get it into Clark. Clark to the half-court line. Clark into the forecourt. Pulls up. Shot a three. Off the back of the rim, no good. And that ends the first quarter of play. An impressive 8 minutes for Lorraine. Titans on top 27-14 as we head to the second. This is the WEOL Cage Matchup. It's on AM 930. It's on your phone with the app. Troy, we're online
at WEOL.com.
Inspiring city and campus. Inspiring people. Inspiring creativity. Inspiring hands-on learning. Inspiring global experiences. Inspiring traditions. Be a Buckeye. Inspire.
For the thousands of wounded warriors returning from battle, Wounded Warrior Project has developed the Warriors to Work program, a unique program that helps wounded warriors translate their military experience to the civilian workplace. The Warriors to Work program also works with employers to find the right job for the right warrior. Contact Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
Second quarter underway. Euclid with the basketball. Shot down low. Missed by Keyshawn Key. Out of there with it comes Lorraine. Tavon Pierre-Lewis right down the lane. Got his shot partially blocked. Nice play by Mario Lacey. Back comes Clark for Euclid. Clark down the lane. He scooped and he scored. Well, you can see why Garvin Clark is a D1 prospect. Quickly Lorraine at the other end, although ball deflects off Tavon Pierre-Lewis. Turnover gives it back to Euclid. 27-16. Titans with a 13-point lead. Second quarter just underway here at the Gabuski Gym at Midview. It is the 19th annual DiFranco tournament, although this is the first year. It's the actual classic, the DiFranco Classic. Well, we get some pleasantries being exchanged between Lorraine's Cam Davis and Euclid's Garvin Clark.
So I think the difference in the first quarter was Lorraine's defensive pressure. I mean, they really amped it up, played a lot harder on the defensive end than Euclid did.
And the scoreboard reflects that. 27-16, Lorraine by 11. Euclid basketball going left to right, heading towards the stage down to our right. Raya in the lane, ran into Pierre-Lewis, put it up, no, but they'll call the foul on Lorain High. And Tavon Pierre-Lewis just picked up his first foul. And for Lorain High, that is their 5th team foul. And at the free throw line, it'll be Reggie Pryor, 6'3" senior, hits that first free throw. 3-point game so far. Makes it 27-17. Lorain High right back in action Tuesday night as they'll be hosting Richmond Heights. Second free throw good. It's now a 27-18 ball game with 1 minute off the clock here in the second quarter of play. Coming up at the half, our Gallon Takis Boys and Alton Schaefer halftime show. Titan basketball down in the left corner. Now bringing it out to the wing is Deontay Benajan. Well, he is highly regarded. Transferred in from New York. Trying to blend in with this talented group. Left of the lane, shot up and good off the glass by Tavon Pierre-Louis. He's now in double figures with 11. It's 29-18. The lead is 11 for Lorain High. Right down the lane, Clark. Alley-oop, but the slam is missed by Lacey. And then the shot put back up and in, though, by...
Lacey got that back.
Mario Lacey got it back after he missed the slam. So it's 29-20. Euclid trying to hang around. 6:10 to go here in the half. Grant, runner, right of the lane. Nope, but he got hit in the neck as he went down the lane. And Devon Grant will shoot two. You know, the would've, could've, should've. You hate to play that game, but when you think about it, if Devon doesn't break that hand against Moeller, I mean, he had an outstanding game.
But he missed shots in the fourth quarter that he didn't miss the whole tournament run because of that hand.
Yep, Devon Grant hits the first. He's got 17. One more coming for Devon. That foul, by the way, on Euclid was whistled on Keyshawn Key. That's his first in the ball game. Grant hit them both. 18 for Devon Grant. You still have 6 minutes to go here in the first half. 31-20, Lorraine by 11. Right of the lane with the basketball. Lacey double team. Dumps it down low. Pryor got it in the lane. Nice left-handed shot up and in by Key, and a nice feed by Pryor. And it's 31-22. Lorraine with the basketball and a 9-point lead. Devon Grant out front, about 3 feet outside the arc. He'll shoot it. He'll miss it. A rebound comes off to Mario Lacey for Euclid. Got it to Clark. Clark for the Panthers into the forecourt, right in front of the Lorraine bench. Clark stutter steps at the top of the key, lost the ball, scrambled for it. Now we'll have a jump ball as Clark got tangled up with Cam Davis for Lorraine. And the possession arrow belongs to Lorraine High. John Rossitano, assistant coaches Mitch Gillum.
They're going to give a foul on Clark on that loose ball.
I saw that, yep. There's Matt Killian, longtime assistant coach for Lorraine High over there as well. Clark with his second foul, and for Euclid, that is their 6th team foul. You talk about a great coaching staff. Those are 3 incredible basketball minds on that Lorraine High bench with Rossitano, Gillum, and Killian. Grant feeds it left side to Cam Davis. Davis got it out front. Now the pass down low from Benazine is knocked away, and then Grant picked it back up and laid it in. 33-22. Lead back to 11 for Lorraine High. Grant with 20 of Lorraine's 33 points. In the right corner, Watts comes out to the wing, shoots, misses. Rebound, Tavon Pierre-Louis heads to the forecourt, bounces it down the floor, and getting his shot blocked was Benajan. Out of there with it comes Euclid. Pryor, one of the lane, alley-oop. A slam by Keyshawn Key. Mario Lacey, excuse me, on the slam. And that makes it 33-24. We've got some basketball players in this one. Now Devon Grant out front for Lorraine High. Grant in between the circles with 4:20 to go in the first half. Now on the weave, hands it to Jordan Jackson, and Jackson will give it off to Cam Davis. Davis works to the right side, gave it to Grant. Grant comes around a Pierre-Louis screen, left of the lane, shot up and in. Nothing but net for Devon Grant.
Hand in his face, off his left foot, fading away.
22-point first half for Grant. He has just scorched the nets here in the first 2 quarters. In the right corner, Watts, his pass out front, stolen away by Jackson. Jackson at the other end, laid it up and in. And a timeout will be taken on the floor. 37-24, Titans with a 13-point lead. We'll sneak in a quick 30-second timeout on the WEOL Cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL and Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
Hi, this is Michael Peterson. I'm sitting here in the beautiful Sound Kitchen recording studios in Franklin, Tennessee. Did you know that for over 90 years, the American Legion Auxiliary has provided comfort, care, and scholarships for our military veterans and their families? There continues to be a great need for scholarships for the children of our military veterans, as well as outreach for our wartime veterans and their families. Please join me in making a generous donation to the American Legion Auxiliary Foundation.
Lorraine actually took that timeout, 30-second timeout taken by the Titans. Lorraine has extended the lead back to 13 at 37-24. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DiFranco here at the Kabuski Gym. And again, glad that Joe Bott from WLCS TV 20, Lorraine City Schools Television, has tapped into our audio feed. You folks in Lorraine, be on the lookout for the video of this one. Out front, a whistle and a foul is called. Let's see who they got on that one. He called it Deontay Benajan. That is his first. Troy, how difficult, how challenging is it when you got a new player coming in that's very talented, but he's trying to blend in with 4 starters from a Final Four team?
Yeah, I mean, when you have a Final Four team, that's tough, but his skill level is going to allow him to blend a lot quicker.
Got another foul called on Lorraine as Euclid fed it down low. We're going to reach it foul called on Tavon Pierre-Lewis. That is his second. Puts Lorraine over the limit, so Euclid will be shooting 1-1. Reggie Praya, 6'3" senior. 4 points, line to the right, front end up, front end in.
And I think a lot of it has to do with your older players and your experienced players, making it happen.
Right, you have to accept that new player in.
Right.
Welcome him to the family, per se. Praya short on the second, rebound Tavon Pierre-Lewis. 37-25, Lorraine with a basketball and a 12-point lead. Tavon run of the lane, and he's called for carrying the basketball. We've seen that a couple of times here in the first half. Following this game here at Midview, it will be Medina taking on Licking Heights.
Licking Heights out of Columbus.
So again, you Medina fans and just high school basketball fans in general, want to get up to Midview, catch that one, and then Elyria and North Ridgeville, and then Midview and Keystone to close it out. What a day of hoops here at the Kabuski Gym. In the lane, Davis put up a hook shot that missed. Fight for the rebound. Down in the paint, we got a scrum. And now they'll untangle all of the bodies, and the possession arrow will belong to Lorain High. And I'll tell you what, if all 5 Lorraine guys weren't in that scrum, whoever was it, John would get out of the game. You better dive for a loose ball if you play for John Rossitano.
Get on the floor, first to the floor. There's some coaches that actually stat that, first to the floor.
Really?
Yes. As a team, you want to be the first one to the floor on all loose balls.
That's a great stat. I've never seen that. But you're right, it's something to certainly watch for and see how many times your guys are getting down there and battling for that ball. Pierre-Lewis comes under the bucket and up with the right hand, dropped it in. Tavon Pierre-Lewis makes it 39-25 Titans. 2:50 to go here in the first half. Again at the intermission, our Gallen-Takis Boys and Alton Schaefer halftime show down on the baseline. Almost getting the steal was Cam Davis before he stepped on that end line, and then almost took a tumble on a cheerleader's pom-pom. Oh, John would not have been happy about that if Cam Davis went tumbling because the cheerleader's pom-pom got in his way.
I thought you're supposed to hold those things, not put them on the ground.
Right. Yeah, they look great down there on the floor. How about holding them? Give them a little shake now and then. Praya left in the lane. He scooped, he scored, he got fouled. Boy, the big fella with a strong move to the bucket. And Reggie Praya with a chance for an and one. Makes it 39-27 with 2:33 to go here in the first half. The foul was on Jordan Jackson, his second. So here's Praya, line right, has that gold 13 on his dark blue uniform. Missed the free throw, rebound grab by Jordan Jackson. 39-27 at the other end. 3-ball Whitehead, way off. The rebound grab by Euclid. Out of there with it is Key. Key got it to Praya. Praya left in the lane. Hook shot up and good. Oh my, that was a repeat of what we just saw. Praya with 9.
Great job of him attacking Pierre-Lewis, knowing he had 2 fouls. Great move.
39-29. Euclid within 10. Devon Grant right down the lane. Up, no, but he got fouled. So Devon Grant will go back to the free throw line. Devon 5 of 5 from the line here this afternoon. He has yet to miss a free throw. Devon with 22 first half points. And that foul was on Kayshawn Key. That is his second foul. Devon Grant, first one up and in. He remains perfect at the free throw line. He's got 23.
Hit the rim.
So Grant has one more coming. Boy, he's special. Spins that basketball, sends it up, sends it in. 24 here in the first half for Grant. It's now a 41-29 Titan advantage with under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. Garvin Clark out front, matched up against Benajan, and Clark left of the lane, had it get knocked out of his hands, out of bounds. John Rossitano saying that ball hit Clark's leg as it went out, but
adamantly asking the other two officials.
John picking up right where he left off in March.
Mid-season form.
Yes, nice turnaround shot in the lane by Mario Lacey for Euclid. Makes it 41-31. Tell you what, Euclid's got some basketball players. They're going to be tough to contend with this season. Well, they've run into a buzzsaw here in the first half in Lorain High. Titan basketball and a 10-point lead. Devon Grant all the way out at the half-court line. Lob top of the key to Lewis. Fakes the pass, drives the lane. Got it in the left corner to Benajan, but he lost it out of bounds. So the ball will go back to Euclid, and for Lorain High, that's going to get Cam Davis in the ball game. Tavon Pierre-Lewis will sit down. He's got 2 fouls, so let's see if his time on the bench will take up the rest of the second quarter. Here comes Key into the forecourt for Euclid. Got it out front to Praya. Praya matched up against Benajan. Pryor bounce on the left side to Garvin Clark. Clark right in front of the Lorraine bench. Long three, too strong. Rebound grab by Whitehead for the Titans. Got it down the floor. Benajan right of the lane, put it up and in with the right hand. There's his first 2 points as the Lorain High Titan. And it makes it 43-31. 45 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Euclid with the basketball. Lorraine pressure defensively, and they create the turnover, but then Pryor got it right back. Fed it underneath to Clark, put it up, no, tapped it back up and in. Garvin Clark in double figures with 10. And at the other end, Lorraine with a long pass, and Whitehead can't save it in bounds. So Euclid gets it back, down by 10 with 28 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Lorraine led by 13 at the end of one, 27-14. They've slowed down a little bit here in the second quarter with a 16-point period. Last year, Lorraine averaged 65 points per game. They could fill the bucket. Pryor in between the circles. Got it right of the lane to Lacey. Turnaround hook shot off the glass, no good. A rebound, Aaron Whitehead. 12 on the clock. John Rossitano pacing that sideline, says one shot. Grant comes around a pick on the left wing. Grant left of the lane, got his shot blocked, but he got fouled. Ooh. And he took a pounding right there as he went sliding underneath the hoop. And Devon Grant will get up and head back to that free throw line with 2.9 left here in the quarter. That foul on Euclid was whistled on Jameer Davis. So for Davis, that's his first foul. And here's Devon Grant looking to add to his 24-point total. Free throw up, rattled out. First miss for Devon Grant. Here comes Aiden Brown in for Lorain High as Jordan Jackson will take a seat. Again with 2 fouls. John Rossitano saying, I don't want to risk that third one, even with only 2.9 on the clock. Grant line left, sends it up, got it. 25 first half points. Pryor, 3/4 court shot, off the backboard, no good, and that ends the first half. An impressive 2 quarters for Lorain High. They're up 44-33 at the half over Euclid. We'll be back.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, And even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
I began in 3rd grade, 8 years old, and I was able to learn the chest compressions and the breaths, and I absolutely believe that anyone out in the public can easily learn. We got a page for an unresponsive 2-month-old, and when I got the first glimpse of the 2-month-old, he was blue. We didn't even get to go inside. I just jumped in the back and we started CPR, continuing CPR, and you were able to see the color start to come back, and then we were able to actually get his heart rate back. It was a pretty moving part in the story that we were able to save a 2-month-old's life. My community is why.
Great job by Steve Bailey back in the studios of WEOL. Great bridge music, as you call it in the industry. A little bumper music coming back out as we start quarter number 3. Euclid with the basketball going right to left along your radio dial. Heading towards the lobby area, that concession area down to our left. Man, that popcorn smelled good down there. Shot in the lane partially blocked. Rebound put back up and hooked in, though, by Mario Lacey. He's in double figures. And it's now a 44-35 ball game. Lacey with 10. And we got a whistle and a foul out front. Called on Euclid. For Lorain High, their original starting 5, Jordan Jackson, Tavon Pierre-Lewis, Devon Grant, Deontay Benajan, and Cam Davis. That foul is on Garvin Clark. That's his 3rd. That's Euclid's big gun, though. They've got to keep him out there. 7:31 to go here in quarter number 3. Pierre-Lewis running the lane, into the lane, up, in, and foul! Tavon Pierre-Lewis took it right to the rim, dropped it in, and a chance for a 3-point play.
They've done a nice job getting him the ball down on the post throughout the game today.
That foul was called on Mario Lacey. That is his 1st. And here's Tavon Pierre-Lewis at the free throw line. And it's in. He's got 16. And it's 47-35. Lorraine by a dozen as Euclid heads to the other end. Out front, Octavius Hardy gave it to Praya in the circle. Praya swings it on the right wing to Key. Key comes around a pick at the top of the circle. Gave it off to Lacey. Lacey to Clark. Clark dribbles top of the key, and he got bumped as he came to the top of the circle, and the foul will be called on Lorain High. Again, our 3 officials are Lindsey Lawrence, John Guzak, and Ken Starbaugh.
That's Pierre-Lewis's 3rd foul.
Again, huge thank you, Joe Bach, WLCS TV 20. Lorraine City Schools Television, tapping into our audio. Tell you a quick story about tapping into our audio when we get a break here. Out front, Octavius Hardy for Euclid. Hands the ball off to Clark. Clark will shoot it from the 3-point arc, miss it. Rebound, though, grabbed in the lane, put back up and in, and a foul. So that's Octavius Hardy, who got that put back and a chance for a 3-point play. And that foul will be called on Grant. For Devon Grant, that'll be his 2nd. But Joe Bach tapping into our audio during that entire tournament run last year. He put together one of the most incredible highlight videos. And not because we were on it, just the incredible electricity of that tournament run for Lorain High last year. Free throw was missed, so it's 47-37. Right wing, rainbow 3 is good by Benajan. Oh my! That came from the New York skyscrapers. And at the other end, an alley-oop attempt goes sailing out of bounds. Wow. Benajan. Well, he's used to shooting over high buildings, I guess. That one almost hit the lights here at the Kabuski Gym. My goodness. 50-37. Lorraine by 13. Benajan on the right wing, hands the ball off to Jordan Jackson. Got it at the free throw line to Grant. Devon Grant spins away from the defender. Top of the key jumper. A beauty! Devon Grant with 27. And it's 52-37 Titans.
That's almost not fair. That was good defense. He spun, got that shot off in a hurry.
The quick release.
Oh.
Once he spun away from the defender, that defender never had the chance to come back. Out front, there's the steal. Benajan heads to the other end. He drives, he laid it up and in. And there's the timeout taken by Euclid. Boy, Lorain High has opened it up. 17-point lead for the Titans. 54-37 Lorraine. And we'll sneak in a timeout, a full timeout taken by Euclid on our WEOL cage matchup on AM 930. Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. Make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim or e-claim for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits, online VA claims made simple.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community while continuing their full-time careers or education to help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
Euclid takes their second timeout. They have 3 remaining. Lorraine now with a lot of breathing room, 54-37.
Tim, you talked about the spurts Lorraine goes on. You can just feel them, and there was another one right there.
17-point lead for Lorain High with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter of play. Well, we're going to have fun watching this team this year. Out front, Euclid turns it over. Pass goes off the hands of Octavius Hardy out of bounds. So one more thing about that Final Four highlight video that Joe Bach put together. Is that up on the YouTube channel, Joe? Go to WLCS TV 20's YouTube channel. Take about 10 minutes and watch that highlight video. You can even turn down the sound. You don't have to listen to us, but just watch the highlight video. It'll give you goosebumps.
I'm going to have to check that out because of the plays that were made through that run.
Oh.
Special year.
It sure was. Out front, Devon Grant comes around a Tavon Pierre-Louis pick, and he's getting bodied up front. And even though he hit the shot, it came long after the foul as Euclid's Jameer Davis was bodying up Devon Grant.
And some of the teams that they went through.
Oh.
St. Ed's, Toledo St. John's, Cincinnati Bowler.
Toledo St. John's on their home floor.
Oh, don't get me started.
Or me. It's early. We got plenty of time to complain about that. But it just showed how resilient that Lorraine team was as Lorraine's called for a traveling. Cam Davis shuffled the feet. So that'll give it back to Euclid. Yeah, I've done a lot of basketball over the years, but that certainly was one of the most memorable runs I've ever been a part of. At the other end, Euclid coming to the forecourt will get a foul called on Lorraine. I think they got Cam Davis with that one. They did. For Cam Davis, that'll be his first, and for the Titans, that is their third team foul. 5:08 to go, third quarter. Lorraine has pulled away to a 17-point lead, 54-37. Praya, run of the lane, in the lane, scoop, no. Rebound put back up and in by Mario Lacey. Meant to slam it home, didn't get that, but the ball fell through anyway. And now at the other end, stepping on the sideline for Lorain High was Benajan. So Benajan stepped on the sideline. And the ball will go back to Euclid.
Lacey's had a few of those putbacks. He's active at the rim.
Here comes Clark for Euclid. Clark, one of the lane, in the lane, and I think he walked with it. He did. Good call right there by John Guzak. A little extra hippity hop from Garvin Clark. And the basketball will go back to Lorain High. Euclid last year 13-11. TJ Kwasniak in his second year as the head coach. Lorain coming off a 22-6 campaign. A year that ended in the Final Four in the state semifinal against Moeller. It's a brand new year, and it starts today for Lorain High, and it's off to a good start as they lead by 15. Driving the lane and missing the shot was Benajan. Out of there with it comes Clark, feeds it down low, and getting back defensively, there's Cam Davis to knock that ball out of bounds. Boy, he is such a spark defensively for Lorain High.
He's so quick.
So Lorain will set up defensively. They lob it on the inbounds to Lacey. Hooked it up, dropped it in. He's got a nice little touch in the paint. Mario Lacey makes it 54-41. Lorain by 13. Grant right down the lane. He scooped, no, but he got fouled. Boy, he's really worked on his game. You see different elements of his game here this afternoon that we didn't see in March.
Yeah, and he's going both ways. He's trying to finish with left hand. I mean, that was a left hand almost and one. And his shot still looks sweet as ever, though.
That foul on Jameer Davis is his third. As Devon Grant, line right, sends it up, sends it in. 28 for Devon. Well, he got Lorain off to a great start with a 16-point first quarter. Added 9 more in the second, 25 at the half. And now he's at 28, looking for 29. Grant, line right, spins that basketball. It's on its way, nothing but net. 29 for Grant, and it's 56-41. Titans by 15. 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. After the ball game, our Eco Tree Services post-game show brought to you by Eco Tree Services. Lacey at the top of the circle. Left side to Jameer Davis. Bounces it down low, looking right, spinning left, nowhere to go. Great defense by Aiden Brown. And now they got it to Clark, and Clark had it stripped, but he also got fouled. But that was great defense by Aiden Brown in that low block.
Yeah, Lorraine's doing a great job of swarming on defense.
That foul was on Benegine. That's his second foul. Euclid will inbound. Lorain now with 4 team fouls, each team with 4. Out front, Jameer Davis being hawked by Whitehead. Davis looking for some help, got it in the left corner to Octavius Hardy. Drops it down low to Lacey, shot in the lane, missed that one. Rebound, Pierre Lewis had it, and then it got knocked out of his hands, but it went off Tavon. So the basketball will stay with Euclid.
Euclid's got to make a little run here in this last 3:42 here in this quarter.
56-41, Titans by 15. Hardy on the right wing, drops it down low to Pryor. Pryor skips it on the baseline to Lacey, and his jumper is a beauty. Mario Lacey is a nice player, 6'6" senior. He's got 16. It's 56-43.
Coach Kwasniak said he might have been the most improved player in the area.
Devon Grant called for carrying the basketball. And here's Reggie Watts re-entering for Euclid, sitting down Octavius Hardy. Hope you had a chance to dial into the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up this morning. We were right in this position, right here in the press box. Big Ed Triniszewski was listening while he was working out. He actually turned off his polka music to dial us in. You know, I got to tell you, when Ed drops the polkas for the wrap-up show, that's as big an honor as you're going to get. As Euclid shot is missed, ball goes out of bounds. Still belongs to the Panthers. With a name like Triniszewski, are you stunned that he listens to the polkas? You know, it's not the Italian tarantellas for Ed. Not when he's working out. No, it's polkas all the way. In the lane, Pryor put it up and dropped it in. Pryor with 11. Makes it 56-45. I'm not sure if I like the visual of Ed working out while he's listening to me or not. Left in the lane, shot right there. Right on the mark for Benegine. He's got 9. And it's 58-45. Driving, scooping, missing is Clark. Rebound put back up by Lacey, no good. Rebound hit off the backboard, no good. And then it's grabbed by Clark, who laid it in. Garvin Clark with a dozen. Makes it 58-47. On the right wing, Whitehead. Whitehead got it underneath to Aiden Brown, who laid it in. And John Rossitano will take a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 60-47 ball game as John takes his second timeout. Each team now with 3 remaining. So again, a reminder as far as WEOL, following today's Lorain game as they take on Euclid, kind of have a little bit of a break. Now they won't hear at the tournament. Medina and Licking Heights will be playing, but we'll bring you some Fox Sports, and then Matt Douglas will slide into this chair later on this afternoon for Elyria and North Ridgeville. Pioneers and Rangers will be on the radio. Then tonight, of course, Ohio State in the Big Ten championship game. So we'll have Paul Keels with the call of that one on the radio. But Troy DiFranco and I will be here for Midview and Keystone on the web and on the mobile app. So all you Midi fans and Keystone fans, well, number one, come on down and watch the game here at Midview. But if you can't get here, we will have it on the stream. And Z Zoltai will be on the stream from Vermillion. He'll be on stream 3 along with Gary Pelter for the final 2 games of the Vermillion tip-off tournament.
Out of that timeout, Rossitano went to a 1-3-1 half-court trap.
Euclid with the basketball. They get it in the lane to Clark. Up, no, but foul. So Garvin Clark will shoot 2 free throws. Good execution there by Euclid looking at that 1-3-1 zone.
Yeah, they did a nice job. Got the ball in the middle and outside, and then he got a cutter going to the hoop. But Lorraine has mixed up their defense a little bit press-wise, and pretty much the whole game, though, they've been in man, and that man in the half court, they playing it like John likes them to play it, and just getting after it in the passing lanes. And you can hear the whole bench clapping and stuff when they're getting up in guys.
First free throw up and in for Garvin Clark. He now has 13. That foul on Lorraine High was called on Deontay Benajan. Benajan now with 3 fouls in the ball game. Free throw on the way and good for Clark, so he has 2. Gives him 14 points overall, and it's now a 60-49 ball game. Lorraine by 11. So they've maintained that lead, but they haven't quite put this one away.
No, John's going to go back to the, Coach Rossitano's going back to the spread here. 2 minutes to go.
Out front, Jackson feeds it in the corner. Benajan, 3-ball. Good! Deontay Benajan. Well, it took him a while to get comfortable, but now he fits right in. 63-49, and at the other end, Clark put a shot up that got knocked out of bounds, but it went off Euclid. So the basketball goes back to Lorraine High. Boy, Benajan, he's had a couple of rainbow threes here in the quarter.
You get accepted a lot faster when those go in.
So Lorraine now with 3 guys in double figures. Grant with 29, Tavon Pierre-Louis with 16, and Benajan with a dozen. 14-point lead for Lorraine. A minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. Jackson out front. Jordan Jackson to the foul line. Run to the lane. Scoop. No. Rebound grab by Hardy. Hardy for Euclid heads to the forecourt. Hardy on the right-hand dribble. Hardy run to the lane. The runner off the glass is good. That's coast to coast. Octavius Hardy makes it 63-51. We're down to a minute and 10 seconds to go. Devon Grant in the center circle for Lorraine High. Devon Grant, lob right side to Tavon Pierre-Louis. And now they switch. Pierre-Louis heads to the top of the key, fires in the right corner. 3-ball Jackson. 3-ball good! Jordan Jackson makes it 66-51 at the other end. 3-ball no good from Euclid. Back comes Lorraine High. Pierre-Louis, left wing, hesitates, heads to the bucket. Oh, with the right hand. Tavon Pierre-Louis makes it 68-51. Boy, he gets up ahead of steam, and look out. 25 seconds to go. Clark, right corner, 3-ball, short, rebound tip to Devon Grant, 18 on the clock. Grant in the middle, Grant down the lane. Grant tried to feed it behind to Pierre-Louis. He lost it, but it's grabbed by Whitehead. Whoops it left corner. Benajan up, no, rebound tipped on the baseline, 8 on the clock. Lorraine saves it in, no. Thought that ball may have hit Pryor, but it simply went out of bounds. And so Euclid will get it back with 4.5 on the clock. Here comes Cam Davis. Here comes Aiden Brown for Lorraine. Grant and Tavon Pierre-Louis will take a seat. Lorraine with a 17-point lead. Clark in the backcourt, 3 on the Clark. Clark, half-court shot, short, and that ends the third quarter. An explosion at the end of the period, and the Titans have a 17-point lead. 68-51 Lorraine as we go to the fourth on our WEOL cage matchup on AM 930, on your phone with the app, Troy Online.
At WEOL.com.
Veterans benefits earned through your service in the National Guard or Reserve can offer a range of support.
I wouldn't be here today as a successful woman without the help that I received.
From home loans to job training, go to benefits.va.gov/Guard Reserve to find out more, even how to apply online using eBenefits.
This is one of the best things I ever did in my life.
We were very fortunate to have these benefits, so we definitely ought to use them.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about your VA benefits today.
You're listening to the WEOL Cage Matchup on AM 930 WEOL, the WEOL mobile app, and on WEOL.com.
Hey, Troy, what do you think of Marty Allen? It's great to have Marty dropping in some liners for us during the ball game. Pierre Lewis, left corner, Benejan, 3-ball. That one's short. Rebound, Cam Davis in the lane. And Davis will bring it all the way back out. Got it to Jackson, right down the lane, and he drives and scores. Boy, that lane opened up, and Jordan Jackson took it all the way to the bucket to make it 70-51. Praya on the left wing for Euclid, drops it down low, turnaround shot in the lane. That one's too strong from Lacey. A rebound grab by Jackson. 70-51, Lorraine by 19. Early stages of the fourth quarter. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DiFranco, on-site engineer Jared Kozar. Joe Bach tying into our audio feed on WLCS TV 20, Lorraine City Schools Television. Great to have Joe with us. We've got several Lorraine games this year, so something tells me this isn't the last we've seen of Joe Bach.
I tell you, Lorraine went to that spread. They're in it. They went to it at the end of the third quarter. They're in it now.
Pierre Lewis comes into the lane. He got hammered as he went to the bucket.
And when you have a lead like that, it's so tough on the defense. And then when they penetrate, like at the end of the third quarter there, they got that penetration into the paint, knocked down 2 threes as the defense collapsed.
Hardy with the foul. That's his third. Yeah, that'll really just suck the life right out of you.
Looks like Coach Kwasniak's going to put 5 new ones in.
Tavon Pierre Lewis hits the first free throw. 19 for Tavon. You know, we've got a ton of high school basketball this year on WEOL. 40 boys games. But I must admit, one that I do have circled, Lorain and Akron St. Vincent St. Mary. Boy, I think you're with me on that one, Coach.
All right. I'll be glad to see that one.
Tavon Pierre Lewis hit them both at 72-51. And as Coach DiFranco mentioned, a whole new cast of characters out there for the Euclid Panthers. We'll try to keep them all straight. Here's Reggie Watts. Now, he played in the first half. Feeds left wing to Keeson Key. Got it down low to Cody Rogers, and Rogers banged it in. So Cody comes off the bench. His first action hits a bucket to make it 72-53. And again, Lorraine High is going to spread the floor with 6:10 to go. Tavon Pierre Lewis right down below us on the right sideline. Tavon lob in the middle to Benejan. Benejan gave it off to Cam Davis. Davis right in front of the Lorraine bench, throws it in the middle to Benejan.
So Euclid is sitting in a zone. Coach Kwasniak's not happy with those first 5.
That's the signal right there.
And he's telling them to stay back. He doesn't want them to come up.
Well, Lorraine High saying, well, we'll just hold on to the basketball here. Got to save some of Elkhorn's voice for that Keystone Midview game. So, yeah, we'll let Tim and Coach DiFranco just watch this for a while. Ball on the left hip of Jordan Jackson right down below us. Grant just, Jackson down below us just clapping. Euclid sitting in that zone. Lorraine with a 19-point lead. Jordan Jackson. Finally, they come out and meet him. Jackson on the right side. Jackson in the lane. Up, no, but fouled. And Jackson took it right to the bucket. Once they came out to meet him, Jordan says, I'll go right to the hole, and he drew the foul in the process.
Foul number 2.
That personal on Euclid called on Tyrese Duckworth. He had just checked in. He's one of those newcomers out there for the Panthers. So here's Jackson shooting 2, and he is now in double figures as he rolls that first one in. But yeah, Lorraine and Akron St. Vincent St. Mary, they'll be playing at Elyria Catholic High School. That's part of that play-by-play classic. You think they'll sell a few tickets for that one?
I would think so.
Jackson hit them both. He's got 11. 74-53, Titans by 21. Just under 5 minutes to go here at Midview. After the ball game, our Eco Tree Services post-game show. Reggie Watts had his pocket picked by Jackson, then he tried to throw it off of Watts. Watts caught it, but his foot was on the sideline. So the ball will go to Lorraine High. 4:40 to go. Lorraine High pretty much in cruise control now as they opened up the season with this matinee affair here at the DiFranco Classic, taking on a Euclid team that certainly is going to present some challenges for their opponents this year, but Lorraine High is at another level right now. Benejan fires it in the left corner. 3-ball. Good! Boy, Benejan put some heat on the pass, and Devon Grant buried the shot. 32 for Grant. 77-53. Euclid comes to the other end in the lane, left-handed shot up and in by Keeson Key. Key now with 4. Makes it 77-55, and now John Rossitano says, let's get a whole batch of guys in there. So entering the ball game is Devontae Jackson for Lorraine High. Also in Luis Suarez. Aaron Whitehead has re-entered the ball game. Aiden Brown back in as well.
Euclid back with their first 5.
So John empties the bench, and Euclid puts all their starters back in. And now the entry pass down low got knocked out of the hands of Octavius Hardy, and Hardy got fouled.
Well, if there's any question, if Lorraine would have a letdown after a Final Four run, I think they decided that rather quickly.
Well, when John was out at the Brew Kettle for our boys basketball preview, he said, man, this team is hungry. They want to get back. On the right wing, 3-ball by Hardy. Right there, Octavius Hardy with a nice 3-point shot to make it 77-58. Lorraine High with the ball with 3:40 to go. Out front, Luis Suarez, 5'7" senior. Gave it to Whitehead, runner in the lane, around the rim and out. Rebound out of bounds. Basketball still belongs to Lorraine High. But Troy, I remember sitting courtside at the Schottenstein Center following Lorraine High's game against Cincinnati Moeller, and we got the post-game quotes. And Tavon Pierre-Lewis and Devon Grant in the post-game interviews were already telling reporters, we want to be back here next year. I mean, they didn't leave any doubt about it. It wasn't, oh, it was great to be here. It was, we want to be back next year. Shot up, no good. Rebound put back up by Aiden Brown and good. So a put-back basket for Aiden Brown.
And as you say, that fuels your offseason. You know, You said Grant, you've seen him do things that we didn't see him do last year, and all these kids have gotten better.
That's scary.
That is. I was just thinking that. Let don't have to play them.
Lacey got it out front to Jameer Davis. Hands it off. 3-point shot in and out for Jarvin Clark. Rebound grab by Lorraine High. Cameron Thomas now in for the Titans, but Cameron, once he grabbed that rebound, he traveled with it.
So Garvin Clark, we talked about at the beginning of the game, had a couple big baskets in the beginning of the game, and you haven't heard much from him since. I mean, they have taken him out of his game.
They sure have. He's only had 1 field goal in the second half. Pryor drops it down low to Hardy. Hardy left of the lane, fouled as he went up. Again, after the ball game, our Eco Tree Services post-game show. Now we're going to have some extracurriculars as we got a technical foul call.
After the play, Octavius Hardy gave Thomas a shove. The ref saw it.
So they're going to sort that all out with 2:41 to go. So we'll have free throws first for Euclid. So here's Octavius Hardy at the free throw line. The foul on Lorain was on Aiden Brown. That's why Hardy's at the free throw line. It's up no good. One more coming for Octavius Hardy. Line left. It's up, it's good. So Octavius now in double figures. And now we'll go to the other end, where Lorraine High will have a couple of free throws on the technical foul. It'll be Luis Suarez, 5'7" senior. Sends it up and short. Suarez has one more coming. John Rossitano offering some words of encouragement to Luis Suarez, saying, put a little more oomph into that. And there you go. So Suarez splits the two technicals. Luis didn't score last year. Played some at the varsity level, so good to see him get in the book this season. His first point makes it 80-59. Lorraine basketball with 2.5 minutes to go. Again, later on today, Elyria North Ridgeville. Matt Douglas will have the play-by-play of that one. Cam Thomas feeds left wing Whitehead. 3-ball in and out. A rebound grab by Praya for Euclid. Praya through the center circle into the forecourt. Praya right down the lane. Got his pass blocked by Thomas. Here comes Lorraine to the other end. Aaron Whitehead, top of the key. Stop, shoots, in and out. Rebound Praya for Euclid. Outlet pass down the floor. Jameer Davis. Davis at the foul line. Jameer Davis, right corner. 3-ball up, no good. A rebound grab by Lorraine High. Devontae Jackson got fouled in the backcourt. So the 6-foot sophomore will head to the line and shoot 1-1. 8th team foul on Euclid. So Matt Douglas will have Elyria North Ridgeville for you. That'll be a radio game. And then following the Pioneers and the Rangers on the radio side, we'll bring you Ohio State and Northwestern. But on the stream, Troy and I will be back tonight. We'll bring you on stream to Midview and Keystone, as the front end is up and no good by Devontae Jackson with the rebound grab by Lorraine High. And don't forget on stream 3, Z Zoltai, Gary Pelter from Vermilion. And they'll have both the consolation game and the championship game. Thomas left corner, 3-ball in and out. Rebound corralled by Euclid's Cody Rogers. Rogers got it ahead to Reggie Watts. Watts down the floor to Duckworth. Duckworth in the left corner to Davis. Now they swing it to the right side to Watts. Watts, where to the lane, in the lane, up, no, but foul. Now, Z Zoltai this morning, while we were here for the Nick Abraham Saturday Sports Wrap-Up Show, he asked me, how hard should I work to get an interview with LeVar Ball? I said, Z-Man, you sit down with LeVar Ball, that could be radio history. So we'll see if the Z-Man corrals LeVar Ball over at Vermilion tonight. I can't even imagine that interview. Oh my. You've got the Z brand and the Ball brand. Watts split to 2 free throws. Because Z is a unique brand, I'll tell you that. Whitehead, where the lane drives, fouled as he went to the hoop.
But if anybody could pull it off, it would be Z.
And that's the truth. So, LeVar, what brings you to Vermilion tonight? Here, Whitehead at the line. Aaron Whitehead, first one up, rattled that one in. Well, Aaron Whitehead with his first point of the afternoon. 5'9" junior. Makes it 81-60. Second free throw right on the mark. Couple of points for Aaron Whitehead. Here comes Euclid with 1:15 to go. So the Panthers will lick their wounds. On the left wing, Reggie Watts will shoot it, miss it. Rebound grab by Lorraine High's Aiden Brown. Aiden Brown's long pass down the floor, stolen by Watts. Watts bobbles the basketball, gets it back, gave it off to Jameer Davis. Head on the left wing to Duckworth, his 3-ball, rattled in. Tyrese Duckworth nails the 3 from the left wing, makes it 82-63. We're under a minute to go.
To think that Lorraine has 82 points and they took the air out of the ball a lot, in this game. They can score in a hurry.
I happened to bump into John Rossitano at a restaurant during the summer. I said, "How's it going, John?" He goes, we could be pretty good. Well, no kidding, John. I just love John. We could be pretty good. I think so. Lorraine just holding on to the ball right now. Leading 82-63, and now they turn it over. As out of there with it, Cody Rogers for Euclid. Rogers drives and scores. And Cody Rogers makes it 82-65, and that's going to be our final. Well, the start of the 18-19 season, a very successful one for Lorain High as they pull away from Euclid and knock off the Panthers 82-65 here at the DiFranco Classic. Lorain with the 1-0 start, Euclid 0-1. We'll come back and bring you our EcoTree Services post-game show following this timeout on our WEOL cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL, on your phone with the app, and Troy online
at WEOL.com.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. It's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily.
Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State.
Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
Welcome back to the Kabuski Gymnasium here at Midview. Tim Elkhorn, Troy DiFranco, on-site engineer Jared Kozar. He has just made a mad dash out of the press box trying to track down John Rossitano, the head coach of Lorain High, as the Titans have opened up their season with a nice win, downing Euclid 82-65. So Lorain High with an impressive Saturday afternoon victory here at Midview. They'll now get ready for Richmond Heights on Tuesday night, the home opener for Lorain on Tuesday. But boy, an impressive win by Lorain High here this afternoon. And they came out of the gates roaring. 16 first quarter points from Devon Grant really set the tone. Lorain jumped out to a 27-14 lead at the end of one. Lead kind of stayed between 9 and 10, 9 and 11 in that second quarter of play, and Lorain High had an 11-point lead at the half, 44-33. Euclid was still hanging around in that third quarter before an explosion at the end of the third quarter by Lorain. And the next thing you knew, you looked up at the scoreboard, and at the end of three, Lorain was up by 17, 68-51, and they simply coasted home, put the finishing touches on it in the fourth quarter of play as they roll home to an 82-65 win. An impressive performance by Lorain High. Really, no matter how you measure it, offensively, defensively, they look like a team that's primed for another big season. Individually, the numbers look like this for Euclid. Coach Kwasniak pretty much got everybody in. Points off the bench, Reggie Watts had 1, Jameer Davis with 2, Tyrese Duckworth hit a 3 late in the ball game for 3 points. Cody Rogers came off the bench for 4. Starting 5, Keeson Key had a 4-point ball game. And then 4 starters in double figures. Octavius Hardy with a 10-point effort, Reggie Pryor with 11. It was Gavin Clark with 14, although he had a nice start, and then Lorraine put the clamps on him. And Mario Lacey would actually lead Euclid tonight. Mario Lacey with 16. The Panthers with a total of 65. They had quarters of 14, 19, 18, and 14. For the victorious Lorain High Titans, John Rossitano pretty much got everybody in. Off the bench, Cameron Thomas and Devontae Jackson did not score. Points off the bench, Luis Suarez had a free throw for 1 point. Aaron Whitehead, a couple of free throws. He had 2 points in the ball game. Aiden Brown, 2 field goals for 4. Starting 5, Cam Davis. And again, Cam isn't going to score a lot of points in any game, but boy, what a defensive stopper he is. Cam was scoreless tonight, but outstanding on the defensive end. 4 starters in double figures. Jordan Jackson with 11. Deontay Benajan, the newcomer, 6-foot junior, had 12 points in the ball game. And of those 12, 10 came in the second half, including 2 rainbow threes. Jordan Jackson, as I said, had 11. And how about the 1-2 punch of Tavon Pierre-Lewis and Devontae Grant? Tavon Pierre-Lewis had a 20-point effort tonight. Grant was simply sensational, had that 16-point first quarter, 9 more in the second period. He had 25 at the half, and then kind of settled back in the second half of play and let the other guys do the work and shine a little bit, as Devon Grant had 4 points in the third quarter and a 3-ball in the fourth, finished up with a game-high 32, but he was absolutely sensational. Lorraine High with a total of 82, quarters of 27, 17, 24, and 14. So Lorraine High a winner, 82-65. And Troy, as you said, 82 points for Lorraine High. And there were times they spread it out. There were times they took a lot of time off the clock. I mean, could have been a lot higher than 82.
Yeah, I think you're going to see 3 digits on the board this year from them.
Well, no doubt about it. They are impressive. 82-65, Lorraine High with their first of what will be many wins this season. We'll take our final timeout. When we come back, we hope to have John Rossitano, the head coach of Lorraine High, join us. So stay with us on the WEOL Cage Matchup. It's on AM 930. It's on your phone with the WEOL app. Troy, we're online.
At WEOL.com.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's 1 person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
You're listening to the WEOL Cage Matchup on AM 930 WEOL, the WEOL mobile app, and on WEOL.com.
Lorraine High opens up the year with an impressive win, 82-65. They knock off Euclid here at the DiFranco Classic. And literally, as we come back, John Rossitano, the head coach of Lorraine High, drops by to pay us a visit here on the postgame show. Again, Lorraine with a 17-point win to open up the year, 82-65. They knock off the Euclid Panthers. So, first of all, John, just some overall thoughts on how you feel your team performed here this afternoon.
Well, for a first time out, I thought it was what I expected. I thought we would rebound a little bit better. I thought we would defend better in the half court, but it's the first time out. I thought we executed fairly well offensively, but Euclid's good. There's a lot of talent out there, and the 6'4", 6'5" athletes cause some problems. But our guys, like I was telling the guys downstairs, they just know how to win. They got that swagger, that winning mentality, and they cut to the 9, and then went right back to 15. And our guys are. It's a special group, and I think it had a chance to be a special team if we do the things we do every day in practice. It'll show up on game day.
John, I mentioned during the course of the broadcast, you can just see it, the body language, as you said, a little bit of a swagger, but this is a team that's playing with a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
You can just see that.
Yeah. It's
talk about that if you could.
Yeah, I mean, just experience what we went through last year, the adversity we went through last year to get to that point, and, through the summer or the fall. It's fun to be around these guys. They're good players, and they're better kids, and like I said, we have a chance to be really special as long as we continue to do things that we do in practice every day. And a lot of it showed up today, and that's what I was most happy with.
I told the listeners the story that you and I bumped into each other at a restaurant this summer, and you said we could be pretty good.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, hey, Tim, we're trying to get across these guys. You take it one at a time. You don't look ahead. Enjoy the moment because it does go very fast. And just enjoy the moment, and and that's what they're trying to do, I think.
But in all seriousness, and Troy and I were talking during the broadcast, it's a Final Four team, 4 starters back. They look better. There's areas of improvement where these guys have stepped their game up.
They work hard over the summertime, and that's when you get better over the summertime, and they're better, and a year older, year wiser, and we're happy where we're at right now. But hey, I want to say we're very, very happy to be in the DiFranco tournament. I've known Troy and Chad for a long time. The family's tremendous, and we were more than happy to come out here and share this, this Saturday with you guys, and I appreciate you having us here.
It's funny you said that because that's what I was going to start by telling you, how much I appreciate your willingness to bring your team out here, especially on opening night. You mean a lot to our family too. You coach with Chad, and I've coached against you, and it's special to have you guys here. So thank you.
You got 2 Italian families. They're both close, and we mirror each other. And
where's the pasta?
Hey, I'm going to get that later. But no, we're really happy to be here, and I appreciate the invite.
And for first game, I know as a coach there's things that you want to improve on and stuff, but I thought you guys looked good. And you got out to that quick start in the first quarter, and Grant was who he's been, all last year, and then. But I thought the 3:40 to go in the third quarter, it was about a 10-point game. Right. You spread it out. I was telling Tim, you were able to get into their defense. They collapsed. Talk a little bit about the execution and how that.
We wanted to get some easy shots, and we spread them out. And teams can't guard us individually, so we just spread them out, made them guard us individually, and just read the help. They collapsed on the driver, kick it out, wide open 3 to a great shooter, and we sort of popped the score on them 2 possessions there in the end of the third quarter.
John, I know you got to go, but real quick, I do want to ask you about a newcomer, Benajan, and how it's a challenge to fit him in with such a special group, and yet here at the end of the day, he's got 12 points, and he looked just as comfortable out there as any of the other guys.
Well, first of all, he's a straight-A kid among others, and these kids want to win. And I've said this, they want to win, and they know he can help us, and when they want to win and guys can help, they fit right in, and he's been a blessing for us. Great kid. Really, really good player, and we're happy to have him here.
Absolutely. All right, we'll let you go have some Italian food.
Oh, I'm out there.
Thanks.
Good.
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
John Rossitano joining us here on the postgame show. Lorraine High with an 82-65 win. Troy, final thoughts before we wrap it up?
Like I said, just impressive first game for Lorraine. It was a blessing to have them a part of this tournament, and I was glad I got to see them play, and hopefully we have a long run with them.
Oh, it's going to be a fun year with the Lorraine High Titans, no doubt about that. So that's going to put the finishing touches on this one. Many people to thank. Our engineer back in the studio, great job. Yeah, Steve Bailey did an outstanding job today spinning the dial, so we appreciate all of his efforts. He's got a long day. He's doing all of the games. Steve, this is your break right now. You can go get something to eat. But, Steve, thanks to you. Jared Kozar, huge thanks to you. Joe Bach, WLCS TV 20, Lorraine City Schools Television. Can't thank you enough for tying in to the WEOL audio feed. Huge thanks to Joe Bach. And, again, for those of you that are listening right now, Joe Bach will have the video of this up on WLCS TV 20 pretty quick. And don't forget about their YouTube channel. Troy, thanks to you. Midview Keystone, you and I, a little bit later on. So we'll work again in a couple hours. Biggest thanks goes to you, the listeners. 82-65, Lorraine over Euclid. And from the Edward Kabuski Memorial Gymnasium here in Grafton as part of the DiFranco Classic. So long, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorraine City Schools TV 20 WLCS.